Washington confirmed on Wednesday it had held direct talks with militant group Hamas to free U.S. hostages held in Gaza, while U.S. President Donald Trump said again the group would have hell to pay if it didn't comply. Talking to Hamas breaks a long-standing taboo against negotiating with groups the U.S. sees as terrorist organizations. Hamas was declared a terrorist group in 1997. Sources told Reuters U.S. hostage affairs envoy Adam Boehler recently met with Hamas officials in Doha. When asked about the talks, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Boehler has the authority to speak directly with Hamas.
Israel was consulted on this matter. And look, dialogue and talking to people around the world to do what's in the best interest of the American people is something that the president has proven is what he believes is good faith effort to do what's right for the American people.
Meanwhile, Trump issued a stark new threat against Hamas on social media. He demanded the group release all of the hostages now, not later, including the remains of dead hostages, or he would send Israel, quote, everything it needs to finish the job. Before he took office, Trump made similar threats, but again did not specify the exact action he might take if Hamas didn't comply. The U.S. had long avoided direct engagement with the Islamist group, which raided southern Israel on October 7, 2023, sparking the devastating war in Gaza. A source said the recent discussions aim to try and secure the release of Eden Alexander, a New Jerseyite believed to be the last living American hostage held by Hamas. He appeared in a video published by Hamas in November last year. 4 other U.S. hostages have been declared dead by Israeli authorities.
Ukraine's armed forces have spent 3 years learning how to wage a modern drone war. And the country's top drone commander says it's the kind of combat the armies of NATO are not yet prepared to fight and need to be.
From what I see and hear, not a single NATO army is ready to resist the cascade of drones now.
Colonel Vadim Sukharevsky says Ukrainians have watched drone warfare advance in leaps and bounds. Over the course of 3 years since Russian forces invaded, Ukrainians have been forced to learn both how to use drones to counter Russia's overwhelming advantage in manpower and how to confront barrages of so-called suicide drones carrying explosive warheads launched at their cities and critical infrastructure. In an uneven fight, Ukrainian forces have used drones to pinpoint enemy positions and foil their ambushes.
If it had not been for drones, everything would have been a lot worse. Drones are the tool which gives us an asymmetrical response. The enemy is larger, stronger, and on the attack, and he doesn't value his soldiers' lives.
But Russia's use of drone warfare has shown just how difficult it can be to stop an enemy with an armada of cheap and deadly unmanned aircraft. Russia has deployed variants of the long-range Iranian-designed Shahed drone, which carries an explosive warhead. A Shahed can cost tens of thousands of dollars, but an interceptor missile to shoot one down can cost 10 times that.
It's just elementary mathematics. How much does a missile that shoots down a Shahed cost? How much does a Shahed cost? How much does it cost to deploy a ship, a plane, and an air defense system to fire at it? A Shahed drone is not a solution for all difficulties. It's not a dogma. There will be tens or hundreds of such drones, and it will develop because of this war.
Russian attacks on Ukraine, often numbering more than 100 drones, have become a regular occurrence. On Wednesday, residents of the city of Odessa were bombarded by a Russian drone attack. One woman who gave only her first name said more and more of the drones were getting through the air defenses.
In the beginning of the war, more drones were being shot down. It has been scary, but we felt like we were protected. Now they're falling on our heads like flies. They exploded around the house. Our house was completely blown out. One of the Shaheds hit the house directly.
Colonel Sukharevsky's warnings come as some NATO members in Europe ramp up defense spending to prepare for war, should the Ukraine conflict drag on or escalate. With U.S. support for Ukraine and Europe wavering, those efforts have intensified.
India's government wants the country to become a leading space power. It's expanded its rocket and satellite industries and also seen the country cut reliance on imports and boost private participation. It's got local firms like industrial giant Larsen and Toubro, or L&T, betting on aerospace as a potential growth engine.
China's new tariffs on US farm goods are poised to reshape global trade flows. The country retaliated swiftly on Tuesday against fresh US duties, announcing hikes of 10% and 15% to import levies, covering $21 billion worth of American agricultural goods. Now, China, the world's top